Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Fast Fridays.
I'm Ryan. I also love Fast Fridays.
I'm Dan, and I also love Fast Fridays. Vroom, vroom to all of
Vroom,
you.
vroom.
And this is the
Vroom,
Deck the
vroom, vroom,
Hallmark
vroom,
Vroom,
vroom.
vroom.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, vroom, vroom, everybody.
vroom.
Happy Friday.
We say that a lot around here, but we mean it. Like
We mean it today.
If you're listening to your first episode right now of Deck the Hallmark, maybe you're watching just randomly
On
because you
the
love
Philo.
F9. We mean it to you too.
Yep.
Take it to heart. Vroom, vroom to you.
Take it to heart.
Yeah.
Look at us, Ryan. Look at us. Look at what we're doing today.
Yeah.
We got our Fast Friday merch that
Where
you
can
can't
buy
buy
those?
you can't do it.
You can't do it.
If this is your first episode, sorry you missed it.
You missed it.
Yeah. Maybe
It was
one
a
day.
limited-
Probably not.
Re-release it in a new color and just keep trying to take people's money.
No. No.
We would
No.
never.
No. Write that down. We're talking,
White would be pretty
guys.
cool.
We're almost
White tea?
done.
Ah.
We're almost
Yeah.
done. We got F9. We got Fast
Fast
X.
X, FX.
Fast X.
And then we got then we'll
Hobbs
do
and
Hobbs
Shaw.
and Shaw, and then it's going to be Christmas.
That's it. Just like that. Wow.
Can you believe?
You know, the Hobbs and Shaw is always one of the greatest Christmas appetizers there's
Oh,
ever been.
yeah.
yeah.
Nothing says we're almost to Halloween like Hobbs and Shaw.
That's exactly right. Ryan, how are you? I know we just saw each other last week, but I feel like it's been a few
I
weeks.
feel like it's been a while, yeah.
What's been going on with you?
I'm good. It's been a busy couple weeks. I mean, as we sit here right now, because it's Friday, obviously, an NSYNC single just dropped in the
Wow.
world for the first time in 20-something years. It's crazy. I've been listening to it all morning. It's amazing.
Just on a loop?
Oh, you go no. There's all these rules apparently about how to stream effectively, and I've been reading all about this.
What?
I gotta put it in a playlist. This is good for Aaron and all the NSYNCers and the
Is it
Facebook
really
group
the
that I'm-
NSYNCers? That's the best we got?
I mean, I'm open
What
to
about
better
NSYNCed Up?
NSYNC as a name of a fan base?
I don't know, man. Shove it.
So you gotta
NSYNCers.
put it in a playlist. And you gotta put songs in between it. There's quality streams, and then there's
So what you're trying to do is you're trying to make a
help?
difference.
You're trying to help this upstart band in sync out with your support?
Could I encourage you to do it with, I don't know, like
Could
an
you do it
indie
with-
band?
Or maybe a podcast you've heard of. I can't believe this. They don't need any help.
Hey, I've never asked for the all access feed. I still listen with ads here on Deck. We have a lot of fun here at Deck the Hallmark,
Dude,
but I still listen with ads.
The fact that Ryan Pappolla doesn't have the all access feed is an absolute travesty among which we might not recover.
How have the ads been?
How are they?
Oh, I mean, listen, all 8 minutes at the end are dynamite, you know.
That's where the good stuff happens.
That's where the good
but
stuff
see,
is.
if you listen to all those, occasionally Brandon and I pop in with a stinger.
Is that a real thing?
No, but we should actually write that down.
Write
That's
that
a good
down.
idea.
Like every 5th or 8th week, you and I pop in and we're just like, what candy you eating? And that's it for no reason.
That's it for no reason. I like that idea. That's a good idea. But also a good reminder to sign up for BrainwellJamPlus.com. At the double-decker tier or higher, it is about to be that time of the year when you are really going to appreciate that feed. Not only are you getting the ad-free podcast, but you get to be a part of the Facebook group that talks about all the movies in real time, and it's just an absolute delight. It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. Are you okay? It looked like that sneeze straight up attacked you.
It did, and I felt
Like,
it coming,
you
and there was
guys-
nothing
that
I
was
could
a-
do.
that was a-
I felt it coming, and there was nothing I could do. That is one of the meanest things that the Lord did.
Literally, if you're not on Philo right now, Bran reacted stronger to that sneeze than Dom does when he gets
So
shot.
it was a
Like,
round one knockout for the sneeze. You looked at me right before then. I thought you were wasted. You couldn't keep your eyes open. It was a mess. It was one sneeze, Brand. Just take it in stride. Be an adult.
You don't need to be mean about it. That felt mean. That felt personal. What do you mean taking? What? There's nothing.
Just sneeze.
I sneeze the way I sneeze. I'm not
Just
putting on
cover
a
your
show.
arm, just cover it in your shoulder.
I'm not putting on a show.
You put on a show.
Dan, you wouldn't like I sneeze about 9 times rapid fire.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
do a big sneeze. It's not for theatrics. It's just,
Just
how
how
I
you
sneeze.
sneeze.
I get it.
So back off, bro.
My sneezes are loud. I make a really like formulaic.
Nobody likes a bragger.
I make a formulaic achoo sound. when I sneeze.
sneezes.
Nobody sneezes like I sneeze. They did a poll. I won all the polls. They all say I sneeze the best.
Leave none of them.
Nobody knows
needs to
more
clean
about
it.
sneezing than I do.
Not even going to go
So-
to the sneeze debate.
You know,
There's no need to.
You know, they're saying the brand sneeze was fake. I don't know.
I don't know.
Then the guy does the 9 times. I don't get it. It's a little much.
It's a little much. Well, that was fun.
Those impressions are still worth it, right?
Trump, sneeze bit. F9. Let's talk about F9, the Fast Saga, or internationally known as Fast and Furious 9, the Fast Saga.
Yeah.
They still worked in Fast Saga, regardless of where in the world you watch it, and I do appreciate that. Here's a fun fact for everybody. It originally premiered in South Korea on May 19th, 2021. And then
that was a Justin Lin thing, if I'm not mistaken. And I could be wrong about that.
I think you're right.
But we've got our resident fastologist around, so she can.
And then over a month later, June 25th, 2021 in the United States. I don't have the specific theaters, and I apologize.
How dare you? But this is when now the movies make way more internationally than they do domestically. So this is like a bigger deal around the world than it is here now.
This is also, it's worth noting, I'll talk more about this in the hot take, but this is right after the vaccine. This is one of the first big movies back in theaters where people were likely going to go to theaters.
That's right.
Movie worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. And I want a little something like this. We're back in 1989 and we're watching Daddy Dom race, and it gets dirty out there. There's a lot of bumping and whatnot. His car goes flying in the air, flipping a ton, and then it's on fire. He did. Present day Dom. What?
Oh, that's gonna be sick. In
Fast X Part 3.
It's gonna be so crazy, dude. Present
Played
day
by Nicolas Cage.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Who could be a father to John Cena and Vin Diesel? Nick Cage. Nick Cage could.
Hey, any chance you went to the theater to see The Retirement Plan?
No one did.
Oh yeah.
You saw it?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Unbearable Weight.
Okay.
No, I've not seen The Retirement Plan.
Retirement Plan, one of the worst written movies I've ever seen in theaters.
Wow.
And I enjoyed every second of it.
Of course you
An
did.
absolute blast. Anywho, it's present day. Dom is retired from heisting and other car-related activities. There's definitely no way that he's going to do another job because he's raising his son, Lil Brian, now. Roman... what's it? Is it Tej?
Tej.
I'm 9 and I always overthink it. And Ramsey, they all show up, and wouldn't you know it, they have a job. Mr. Nobody's plane was attacked by some agents, and they capture Cypher. You remember Cypher from the last one. Dom says, no way, no how. He promptly gives in and almost immediately decides family. So they go. They're trying to find a device called Project Ares, which can hack into anything. Similar to how God's Eye can track anyone, this can track into anything. All of these devices are all-encompassing, and I think we're better for it. They get ambushed by a team led by... His name is John Cena! Jacob is his name in this movie. And that's Dom's brother. Searching the plane, they find part of the device, Project Ares, and so they have like half of the device, I guess. The team is then ambushed by Private Army. Jacob is there, and they steal the device back. This ambush leads to Roman getting crushed by a tank that doesn't hurt him, and Dom and Letty swinging by a rope in their car, crossing a gap, and gets away. No one has a scratch because that's just life. The team learns that Han is connected to Project Ares. How could this be? What does that mean? Letty and Mia go to Tokyo to investigate. I'll tell you this much, though. It's a good thing he's dead. Because if he was alive, that would be
really weird.
Well, what? Guys, Han's alive. Han, he's alive. He's just alive. He's alive.
John Cena is as Vin Diesel's brother. Listen, this is Han being alive is second on the list.
Okay, fair enough.
All track.
Jacob goes and is talking to Cypher. Cypher's in a box, but she's still like kind of in charge. It's like, you know how you capture people and they're still calling the shots. It's one of those situations. And they find out that the other half of the Project Ares is somewhere else. I don't remember where at this point. Maybe I'll get to it later on. And yes, so they go to Tokyo. Han's alive, along with this girl, Elle. What's Elle's deal? What's her deal, Ryan?
Not sure we know.
She's just kind kind of there and he's like supposed to keep an eye on her?
If they specified, Dan, I never heard.
Yeah, that's all of that you guys said is my answer.
Okay, great. So Roman and Tej travel to Germany. Their mission here is
you would call if they choose to accept it.
If they choose to accept it. Bow Wow.
If they choose to accept it.
Bow Wow is there.
Lucas Black is there.
Lucas Black
Other
is
guy
there.
is there.
Other guy we know of. They have been working on Rocket Car. We get to see Rocket Car and
Rocket Car blows up.
Rocket Car blows up. But Lucas Black, I don't know, man. Lucas Black is just kind of like he's like a DJ, but he's steering the thing from remotely.
From remotely. He's in a city called Remotely.
That's exactly right.
Remotely Germany.
That's right. So Dom tries to find Jacob. Dom is able to track Jacob down, and that's all good. Han reveals that he was assigned by Mr. Nobody to protect Elle. Oh, I wrote this down. To protect Elle. And in doing so is protecting Project Ares. We're all better for it. And then I stopped.
And that was F9,
the Fast Saga.
I literally stopped.
We gave you an out.
Ryan, what happens?
Jacob switches sides.
I want Ryan to go. Ryan,
go ahead.
Cypher gets out of the box. They don't explain it. It doesn't matter. Jacob and Dom hug. They have a barbecue. And that, my friends, was
F9, the Fast Saga International.
We did it. I will say this. I don't think Ryan helped there. I don't think anything he said helped get us anywhere further along in this movie aside from they have a barbecue.
All right, you try.
The only thing I can say is during this thing where they're trying to stop this big truck from downloading this thing and getting a certain distance, Jacob switches. They cut Jacob loose. He's going to get to leave and get his freedom. And instead he comes back and he helps Dom and the gang save the world. And then they have a barbecue.
Yes.
And
is that really a pivotal plot point, though,
is
Dan?
Is any of it a pivotal plot point?
Magnets.
Magnets are huge.
Magnets are huge.
Magnet movie.
Yeah. Magnets are huge. Oh, and Roman and
they go to space.
They go to you forgot that that
Sorry.
there's a Pontiac Fiero in
That's on me.
space.
Hit the music. Hit the music.
We'll be right back here in over.
Not that music.
Oh,
I wanted you to do this thing again.
I'll do it again on the other side.
If we go to break, nobody will notice. That's what'll happen.
And they go to space.
And that, my friends, was F9, the Fast Saga
We're
in space. We did it.
It is time.
Vroom.
It's time for the hot take. I have a feeling that we're all going to have a similar thought on this movie, but let's share it anyways. Ryan, what'd you think of F9: the Fast Saga?
Or internationally, Fast and Furious, not
right.
Cool.
I do have a soft spot for this film because I saw it when it came out in theaters. It was my, it was well, what was that, Dan?
You like bad movies. That's why you have a soft spot.
Well,
for
no, it was my return to theaters. We did a triple feature. We did Cruella, In the Heights, Fast 9. It was
rank
great.
those three movies right now. Rank them.
F9 3, Cruella 2, and The Heights 1.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to have in my head you were going from 1 to 3 and I was like, "What?"
No, I think that's the right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is the correct.
In the Heights
order.
is an amazing.
Yeah, In the Heights is unbelievable.
Yeah, like really got slept on. That movie is amazing. But I'll be honest, for the first few minutes, I haven't watched it since theaters. I thought Dan's review from either last week or the week before, you said like, "Oh, this movie's really jokey," and I was like, "I don't know. This cold open is better than I remember." Yeah. And then Dan, you are absolutely right. He doesn't get scathed by the tank. Unscathed is how you say that. It didn't make sense. It's a big ask the movie asks you to do. It goes from this really, really serious story about a dad dying, and then Tyrese and Ludacris and Lucas Black and Bow Wow doing like Laurel and Hardy skits. It's like a really interesting contrast. I think John Cena is very good in this film. I will say that I just kept wanting to root for him more, which doesn't happen till the end. Fast X will figure that out. I can't wait to talk about that next week. I like that they gave Han some reverence, at least. None of it makes any sense. And he still doesn't have a ton to do other than kind of the reveal as to how he's still alive. But at least they put thought into it. That was cool.
Sure they did.
They put no thought into that.
By thought, I mean it wasn't just like, hey, he survived a fiery blast.
They do attempt
That's
to
basically
explain
what they
it.
did. It's worse that they explained it.
They explain it by saying
sense that he crawled out of the wreckage. In this, why did he get hit in the? We'll get there in the wait what's. I just don't. I can't.
I almost called him Mr. Body instead of Mr. Nobody.
Body.
We should review Clue.
Oh.
But yeah, by the time we got to the barbecue, though, listen, this movie's not going to fare great in my rankings. But by the time we got to the barbecue, I'm like, you know what? I really like these barbecues.
and Brian rolls up in his car.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hit the song, and Brian rolls up, and that was
F9.
Ultimately, 658739421 is where I'm at after 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this originally was the second Fast movie that I saw. I saw 8 was the first one, and then this. And in that order, it is good. It's like this is like it's a lot of fun. Now that I'm 9 in and I've watched them in order, this one is way worse than it was to me at the time, because now I've seen what Fast can truly be. what Fast is in all of its glory. And this ain't it, unfortunately. Han coming back is insane. I didn't get it at the time. When I saw it, I was like, all right,
Cool.
Now that I see it, I'm like, why are people not booing at this? Boo! Not possible. But whatever. Who cares? I don't. There's still a lot of like fun elements to this movie. Don't get me wrong. And also watching this movie in the order in which I watched it originally, I didn't know Lucas Black or Bow Wow were. So I'm just like, this is fun, isn't it? Knowing who they are, you're more confused.
You're so much
Having
more confused.
seen them, you're more confused as to what they are in this movie. So yeah, there are obviously fun elements to this movie, and I still enjoyed myself. But in the grand scheme of the Fast Saga, as they call it, not one of the best. I don't know what the order is. I'm gonna have to go to my prayer room.
Yeah, your war room?
Yeah.
This movie sucks. It is. I saw it in the theater and I was like, well, that was a fun time. It was just overlong and maybe the time for the Fast, series to be done. But whatever, it was a goofy time. This viewing, I just was like, when's it going to be over? The opening set piece is wonderful. Like, it's pure mayhem, crazy nut. Yeah. But after that ends, it is just bad set pieces, bad effects, and plot that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There is nothing to hang your hat on in this movie. Nothing. I disagree on John Cena. He's a completely different character in Fast X. He's great in Fast X. He's terrible in this movie, in my opinion. He is not even LaCroix Rock. He's not even Light Rock. The Rock's presence is missed so terribly in this movie. There is nothing grounding this film at all. You don't even really know who the bad guy is. It's an absolute mess. And then it commits the cardinal sin of being the longest of these movies. This thing almost cracks 2.5 hours. This is like the Dark Knight length with like 0 brain cells, and not in a fun way. It makes no linear sense. It makes no common sense. It's awful. The only reason I have it not last or second to last is because I still prefer this crazy bonkers new heist thing to a standard stare 'em down, sweat and race movie. And so my rankings are 5, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 9, 2, 1. 1 and 2 are worse than this movie. That is it. If you're asking me which of these movies I would watch again, I would gladly watch 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 again. Anytime you want to watch them. I would probably watch 2 and 1 again. If you're asking me the order of which ones I would watch again, 9 is last. It is dead last. It's literally my entire afternoon spent, and it's nonsensical. And there is there's no excuse for this movie. It's awful.
I think the worst part of this movie, and the reason why this is like an insult to injury thing, is when Roman does this whole like can you guys believe that we never have any scratches on us? That we just like keep escape?
Yeah.
Like
Now you're spitting in the audience's face.
We can think that,
Yes.
but I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
I don't like the meta-ness of that. Like it's like very like, oh, isn't this stupid? When the minute that somebody in the movie says this is stupid, it stops being fun.
That's right.
Like we're like, okay, yeah, you're right. It is stupid.
I have a theory on that for Fast or Furious, so I'll say.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I agree. With that said, I agree.
And I will say this, just to wrap it up. This makes my, and I can't wait to watch it again. I've only seen Fast X once. This makes my undying love for Fast X even more impressive, because Fast X may be the best of these movies. And I say that knowing that that's going to be a take that not everyone agrees with. Fast X may be my favorite of these movies. Upon first viewing, that and 5 are neck and neck. I'll make a determination after I watch it a second time and give it another look. But considering what happens in 9, for them to be able to somehow pull the reins back in, tell a cohesive story and one that we care about is very, very impressive. So I'm interested to see if that holds up in X, because 9 is an absolute disaster of a movie.
Yeah, fair.
X don't give it to you.
X don't give it to you. That's exactly right. Let's talk about the feels. What gave us those feels in this movie, Ryan?
Cypher disses, I don't remember who it was, but she calls somebody Yoda. Oh, it's the generic bad guy. She calls him Yoda, right? Which is cool, but my feels is hypothetical. If she had called that guy Jar Jar Binks, I would have lost it. That would have been great. That's my feels. Brand?
Yeah, listen, when they swing, when he goes full blast at a cliff, knowing I'm going to hit this thing, it's going to wrap this. This is the best I can figure, by the way. I didn't map this out. That is going to cause the rope to attach to my wheel.
Yeah.
And then swing me across.
Yeah.
And I'm going to land when we're just going to be fine. Love it. Just amazing. Like, give me all of those things.
That thing is like, if the
but
plot,
again, go ahead.
If that doesn't make sense, I'm fine. I love that.
Yes.
As long as the plot makes sense.
Yeah.
As long as there's some like something that you're some stakes.
And don't look at me and be like, that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Like, I know it doesn't make sense. Don't tell me it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Agreed. I'm concerned for Lucas Black. I don't
concerned feels.
Look, he's great. He's great in Friday Night Lights, the movie. Like, not good, great. Like, you feel like every emotion. He's great in Tokyo Drift, even though his accent's crazy. Ton of fun in Tokyo Drift. I'm concerned for his health in this movie. I mean, he looks rough, man. He looks like he's seen some things. He looks like everyone, like I don't know what's going on. Everyone else is aged at a normal clip, and something has happened in Lucas Black's life. Like, they sent him on a tour in Vietnam. I don't know what has gone on here, but I'm very concerned about him. And I don't know if he's been in anything since this. Does anybody have an update on this? Like, I'm serious. Like, he looks not well in this movie. Am I the only one that thought that?
I'll have an update at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Call back to Fast 3.
Yeah. No, yeah. Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo
That's
Drift.
right.
Yeah, would have had to.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll get to the Wait What and the Vroom
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
You got it. The Vroom. We're going to get to the Vroom?
Vroom Vroom to you. Man, Vroom Vroom to you. Hi, everybody. What you doing this weekend? What are your plans? Oh.
Yeah.
What?
That's interesting.
Uh-oh.
I didn't see that.
Oh, wow,
I don't know if you
fun.
can say that out loud.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
Absolutely. It's time for the Wait What. It's where we share exactly the things in this movie that made us go, wait, what? Ryan, go ahead.
Thank you, Brand.
Vroom, vroom.
Letty. Vroom, vroom to you as well. Awesome character. Great friend. Maybe not the best parent. Just gonna put it out there. She doesn't hesitate to leave little. Like, Dom really thinks about it. And, like,
to be fair,
has to,
she's a step parent.
Yeah, but also really all the kid has,
Yep.
you know, but it doesn't take away my enjoyment of Michelle Rodriguez or the character overall, but doesn't really, just really kind of, she's kind of like Brian who misses the bullets. She just really wants to be out there in the action. Dom always keeping his hands on the wheel when he's doing these death-defying things in the air with the car, where it really doesn't matter what he's steering, is my favorite. Like he's always steering, but it really doesn't matter at that point. I love that. This next one's long. Let me consult with the notes. I'm just going to read this. Young Dom thinks young Jacob killed their father, so instead of like punching him, he challenges him to a race, with the rule being if young Jacob loses, he just keeps driving. Young Jacob lets out an Anakin Skywalker like no when he loses, and then just keeps driving for a decade and a half. What don't you like about this movie, Dan?
It's airtight. It's my mistake. It's airtight this one.
No.
I guess we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, and then last one from me. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I think it's supposed to be like charming, but not like full on flirting. Dom and Helen Mirren flirt for about 10 minutes straight.
Yep.
And like it doesn't stop at all. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I just wanted to point it out here in the way
we talked about it.
It's the best chemistry that Vin Diesel's ever had with a scene.
It's
partner
unbelievable.
Ever. He and Helen Mirren have it, and I don't know what we're supposed to say about that.
It is hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it is.
I would like to credit Helen Mirren there because, one, she's a great actor, but also the fact that he's never had that chemistry with anyone else should tell you that it had to be Helen Mirren, right?
Has to be. Right? Has to be. I have a few. One, Roman and the crew, when they drive onto Dom's property for the first time, Roman's go-to is to crawl out of the car and hold up a heart sign, which I just thought was so funny. Is that like, because, I mean, if you ever don't know, just hold up the heart, then I'll know that's you. That's you with the heart.
That's our symbol.
Holding up the heart. That's exactly right. Dom takes Lil Brian to the racetrack, and he says, quote unquote, everything I needed to learn in life, I learned on this track.
Bold.
I don't know if that's even remotely true, but I guess you can say it.
Initially, and then I thought about the character of Dom, and I was like, every word is a personal challenge. There wasn't a lot of reading arithmetic going on. Maybe he did learn everything at the racetrack.
Yeah.
Covers the gamut. Yeah.
At one point, Dom pulls out a postcard from his person that he just had. Does he always? Is it always just like, I do have this? Is it the one from Han? Is that what the postcard is? Do you remember?
It was a postcard of like his brother or somebody that he was like, he had it like in his heart.
Well, he's always got a pocket.
Heart pocket. Yeah. I'll put this right here for safekeeping. Last but not least, the crew finds out, like they catch word, hey, Han's alive. So when Han walks in, and Tej and Roman are like, what? He's actually here. This is real. And they're like, yeah, man, what's up? And he's like, yeah, it's great to be here. They say, I can't believe you're alive. And Han says, it's a long story. For now, let's just enjoy the night. Heck no, bro.
No.
If someone I thought was dead walks into the room, I'm not letting them slide with, we'll talk about it later. For now, let's enjoy the night. You know what will make me enjoy the night? Knowing how you did it.
That's right.
What in the masked magician BS is this? Explain the trick. You did it. Show it to me. Abracadabra. Dan.
Abracadabra. And we have to talk about this Han being alive thing a little bit more. There are two things that have happened in these movies. One is Han was working for Mr. Nobody, and Mr. Nobody staged Han's death. Yep. Also in this series, Jason Statham's character hunts Han down, finds him while he's in the middle of a car chase, and T-bones him, and then lights his car on fire and watches him die as he walks away. Those two things cannot coexist because one of them was planned to the hilt and didn't involve Jason Statham. And the other one is Jason Statham ruining a car chase. There's no world where both of those things, because Statham has not met Mr. Nobody yet. And I know there's so many things that we don't explain in this, but this is the one that for me, we have to establish. They did not even try. I would have rather him showed up and crawled out of the car, crawled out of it right before it burned, and I'm here and I've been in hiding ever since. That would make more sense to me than what they did. Right?
Ryan?
Family.
Family. Vroom, vroom, if you will.
I will.
We see younger Dom and younger Jacob. And Dom is maybe a foot taller than Jacob. I may be exaggerating a bit. This is the latest growth spurt in the history of time because they both are at least 17 years old when this happens. And then all of a sudden, Cena as a grown-up is now like this over Vin Diesel. He grows a foot over the course of him leaving as an adult, driving away. And that's crazy. And then I've got look, magnets aren't selective. We all know that. You can't pull a car through a building and nothing from the building go. The building is not
nothing in it is magnetic.
Made of metal, just the car on the other side of the building, but nothing in the building. Vroom, vroom to all of you. Vroom, vroom to you riders. And you know what I mean. That's real bad. I got a few lines to toss by you. They're trying to figure out where Han is. And they look up and Letty goes, you remember what Han used to say about Tokyo? It was his Mexico. Now, she precedes that with a line about the border between the Mexico and the United States. If you look at a map of Tokyo, good luck finding Korea without zooming out like 8 times. It is one of the worst analogies ever to say that Tokyo, the city on the island of Japan, when you live in Korea, is a lot like your country of Mexico. One of the worst lines of dialogue maybe ever penned or acted ever, but it's not even the worst in this movie because Ludacris unfortunately gets to deliver this humdinger. They're in space in a Fiero and they're trying to like knock this satellite down and it malfunctions and he has to say, this is word for word what he has to say. The pressure of the launch must have jammed the cables to the power source. Damn, why didn't I think of that? What? The pressure from leaving the atmosphere jammed some cables?
Jammed the cables.
And you should have thought of that from all your extensive testing of Fiero space travel. You should have thought of this. This should have been a permutation in all of your practice trips to space in your Fiero. It didn't come up once, apparently. And he has to say that with a straight face.
When you're a professional, you beat yourself up when you don't get all of it right.
And he has to say that
I do.
He has to say that with a straight face in a movie where this is the climactic scene of the movie. That's embarrassing. That's all I got.
It's time for Fast or Furious. This is where we talk about like more fast, more furious, etc. Ryan?
Etcetra's plural.
Etcetra's.
Yeah. Did Justin Lin do this on purpose?
That's a great question.
Like, was he so furious after what they did? Because we talked about it. 6, there's a few elements of the real absurd, but like he keeps it more grounded than not in 6. 7 and 8 off the walls, right? And does Justin Lin come back in number 9 and say, you want to do this to my beloved franchise? We're going to do it. And this is what it's going to look like. Just a thought that I had. Because, Brand, to your point, like it does work better when we don't talk about these things, how they're actually superheroes and all of that. I wonder if he was kind of PO'd and said, all right, we're going to go for it full bore, even though I know that this might not be what people want. But this is what you did to my thing, so I'm gonna destroy what I created.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I think that Justin Lin is a much better director of practical action movies. I think this kind of bonkers new movie needs a touch that is not his. I think James Wan does it. Louis Leterrier does it in the next one. I think there's people that can do it. I just don't think it's him. And I think his
Randy
version
Carmichael.
Of course he can. Yeah, no, of course. You Fast or Furious, Brand?
I'm very fast, and I'll tell you about what I'm fast about.
Are you too fast?
I'm too fast. When are we getting a full Helen Mirren racing cars and doing stuff for a full movie? I need it. Her being like racing the car, going backwards, doing the thing, while also having hot chemistry with Dom is something I need a full movie of ASAP. Her doing that was so much fun. I need a full one. Give it to me right now,
She's in Hobbs and
please.
Shaw for
I know.
a good bit.
I want her. I just want her.
You want her.
I want her movie. I don't want her to be attacked on too fast. I don't want her to be tacked on to Hobbs and Shaw. I want it to be the Helen Mirren show.
We all do.
Fast Saga, Helen Mirren.
Fast Saga and Colin Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm furious this movie didn't include The Rock.
Yeah. You felt it.
You just like, there's something about like, we're not here to pick favorites of who we'd rather hang out with or who we think's a better actor. That's not what this is about. It's not about Rock or Vin Diesel. It's these movies are better with The Rock in them. He has a presence. He has a dynamism. He has something about him that makes him the movie better, and it makes Vin Diesel better. And I refuse to acknowledge that not being true. Like, that is a fact. These movies are better with him in them. We see what happens when he's not in them. That's unfortunate. But
wait until Fast X Point 2.
Can I?
Technically, the only one he's not in.
That's
Dan.
right. Technically, since 5, yeah. But and then I'm going to go ahead and say I'm fast as well, because you know what? It's finally time for Fast X, and I'm very, very excited about this. So ready for Fast X, ready to give it another shot. Can't wait to watch it.
That's exactly right. We did, everybody. Congratulations. It's time for Driver of the Week. It's where someone emailed in a driver that they would like to recommend as Driver of the Week. Dan.
Tammy Jenks.
Right.
It's the Driver of the Week is Tammy Jenks.
Yes.
And what? Are you okay, Ryan?
That's their name, Ryan.
I'm just clearing my throat.
Tammy Jenks is like.
Why don't you go sneeze
women
9
can
times.
be drivers too, Ryan.
Don't do that.
Don't. Vroom vroom to you, Dan. That was too much.
Vroom vroom to you, Ryan.
You watch yourself with that vroom vroom now.
It's from TJ's on the line at spectrum.net, which is an interesting.
.net?
.net. Yeah. Spectrum. TJ's on the line. TJ's on the line. If you want to email Tammy Jenks, TJ's on the line
at spectrum.net.
At spectrum.net, and it just says Tammy Jenks is here and now out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like. Clearly, Tammy's doing some self-promotion here. I don't really know anything else, but hello. Hello?
Tammy Jenks on the line. Hello. What's up, Big Papa? What's
Did you
up?
just call me Big Papa?
Yeah.
Tammy, why should you be the driver of the week?
Well, I already am, first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, I've been driving since I was 7 years old around the old donut track.
Donut track?
The old donut track.
Circle.
Yeah.
Circle.
I know what it is.
Circle meets the square.
Circle gets the square.
That's right.
What? Okay. Anything else?
Since I was 7.
Okay. How old are you now?
17.
You're wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Sure
And
am.
then why do you have a Spectrum?
I'm going to be
email?
the next big thing.
Why do you have an
Call me Ronda Rousey.
Rousey?
What's her name?
Ronda Rousey.
Rousey.
Rousine? Rousini?
No, not Rousey.
Ronda Rousini?
No. Why do you have a Spectrum.net email address?
It was free.
Yeah, they're all free. Virtually every email address is free.
What? No. I made it in chemistry.
Hey, real quick right now, what's your name?
Tammy Jenks.
Okay, just make
TJ on the line at Spectrum.net.
Okay, got it.
Vroom vroom to you.
Tammy, quick question.
Yes, Ryan.
Any update on Lucas Black?
Who? I'm just here for the driver of the week. I've not seen these movies.
Thanks, Tammy.
Hit the books, Tammy, and study hard.
I will. I got the SATs next week.
Oh, my God.
Gotta go.
Oh, man.
Oh,
What a
Tammy.
time. Vroom,
Tammy Dray's
vroom.
on the line. Vroom, vroom. I'll be back next week with Fast X. We'll be back tomorrow with a special Saturday episode with our October preview.
All 12 of them, baby. All the movies.
Until then,
coming
we're
in.
the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas. Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.